everybody, clearing. Okay, so today I don't really have any instruction going into this. It's kind of, what do we want to see? So let's have a look. What does the divine want the collective, all the twins, to be aware of today? What can we see? Thank you, Divine Creator. What is the primary energy of focus that we would benefit from looking at today as a collective? The Hierophant, higher spiritual, right and wrong, I heard. There is a reason why certain things are advantageous, beneficial. There is a reason why certain energies are desirable in a spiritual sense. They are life, they are affirming, they are growth, they are love, abundance, the spiritual laws. There are spiritual laws that create love, are generated from love. Seek out all of those things. That's what the message is here. The High Priest, the Hierophant. So let's get an energetic card for, how beautiful. We've been having so many messages lately about the proper order of love, the proper order of worship of love. It's not idolatry. These are very religious terms, but not idolatry of the person. It is the recognition of the appreciation that is between you and Source, God, Creator, not for that person. Your appreciation stems from your connection to Source. And in that, all things can be seen as a manifestation of that very love, but we're not meant to give the thing that credit. We are meant to keep the priorities straight. Okay, so for the Divine Feminine, what can we see? Wow, so many. Yeah, I'll take them. Metatron Star, exaltation, brilliance, triumph, and victory. So you have achieved this. Divine Feminines, you are letting go of the person and giving credit where credit is due. You have victory in that department. Duality, contrast, trust, and balance. You're coming into balance, temperance. You're seeing the dualities, you're seeing the nuance of this journey. You're trusting the process, trusting the journey, trusting the divine, and watching everything else fall into place as a result. Dimensional planes of perception, number 5, spiritual strength, virtue, and valor. All of these cards, Divine Feminine, to clarify the High Priest. You are in victory energy, in valor, in triumph. You have overcome. You have got this crown of glory. You have achieved your Empress understanding, the High Priestess, the High Priest. You have embodied this victory. And Seal of Metatron. So I think we got 2. Yeah, Metatron Star and Seal of Metatron. Form, structure, foundation, cosmology. So you have secured your eternal foundation, I just heard. Wow, Divine Feminine. So yeah, this is the consistent channeling, the ability to know this higher truth in all things through discipline, through your free will, choosing to see that layer of reality. Time and time again, you have made this a way of life. You have achieved victory. You have overcome, Divine Feminines. Divine Masculines, what is the message that you're meant to know regarding the High Priest? Okay, we get 2. Temple of the Moon Goddess, emotional transparency, nurturance, and grace. And Temple of Amethystia, tranquility, patience, and dissolution. So as you come into profound healing and balance and faith in a higher power, in your connection to Source, it's allowing you the permission to validate your emotions, to move with grace, to nurture, to have that safety within that allows you to let go of anything that is not in alignment with love, It's like this good father approves of your sweeter, softer side, divine masculines. And that you now have permission to fully feel. And that you're justified. It's like the burden is taken away and you're allowed to be soft. You're allowed to feel, divine masculines. Because you're giving the burden up. Because you're not having to expend so much hard work, so much strength. I'm seeing the divine masculines coming into being like a willow tree. Flexibility. There doesn't have to be such a rigid control paradigm functioning when we go to a higher power, when we take that leap of faith. Okay, so let's get into Divine Masculine daily reading. What can we see? Thank you, Divine Creator, for using me as a channel of only the highest, most beneficial information coming through. There's the Emperor in the reverse, so letting go of control and going higher, allowing love to call the shots. I hope I remember to title this Divine Masculines Allowing Love to Call the Shots. I'm gonna write it down. Haha. Okay, thank you. A Divine Creator, what can we see for the DM Collective? How are they thinking of these connections? What are they feeling on the heart space for their Divine Feminines? What are they wishing for these connections? What actions are being taken? What is the biggest challenge? What is the solution to that challenge? And where are things going? And I'm going to pull some cards for the Divine Feminines. Okay, conscious mind, DMs, what are you thinking? Wow. They're using their intuition to look for anything left unseen. It says dotting the I's, crossing the T's. The Sun in the reverse, deep internal enlightened truth, psychic, intuitive, unconditional love, really sorting out. This is where, final accountability, final onus is delivered, received. So many karmic situations, we like to point the finger at the karmic situations. We like to blame. We like to say it's the karmic's fault. But we are the ones that hold that karmic energy there. So the Divine Masculines are seeing through the patterns and systems that no longer serve, and they're seeking their own understanding fully. Do you all remember, like last year or something, we saw the Seven of Swords all the time? The secrecy, self-interest, strategy, lying to ourselves for the Divine Masculines. Look at this. This, I'm being told, is a amazing turnaround. Have a moment to appreciate this energy. Divine Masculines are actively putting the compassionate action into motion to look at anything, no stone left unturned kind of energy here. Diligence. So let's see what this means for the Divine Feminines. What can the Divine Feminines open-minded, designing on the fly. This is the Knight of Pentacles. This is the old foundations that were laid in previous connections with the masculine. We are being asked to completely let go of all of the ways that the twins showed up in the past. Trust the love, trust the timing, trust the history, but let it go. Completely let it go. Because once the Divine Masculines see things this way, none of these old foundations will truly matter. They will apply because they did exist, but they no longer directly inform or are built on directly for the new ways these connections are going to manifest. I'm also being asked to pull energetic cards to go along with this. So what can both twins know? Yeah. Prism of existence, separation, extension, independence, and identity. This is one of my twin flame cards with particle and wave theory of light. Both twins here, sovereign, yet unified. So the new foundations are not built on the old relationship templates that were initiated in the best we could do kind of energy in the past. We're coming through enlightenment. Enlightened connection is a whole different animal than what we thought we were doing when we first found electric magnetic attraction for a divine counterpart, when the synergy machine started up. The journey, the separation, extension, independence, and identities that everybody has been coming into have been creating completely different versions, ascended, transcended versions of ourselves. And that has been kind of brewing in this central location and helping support us to become these unique individuals. But it also works the other way, that all of the rules that applied here before can also up level when connectivity comes back in on a new level. So yeah, interesting. What can we see for how the DMs are feeling on the heart space? So this is the Knight of Cups, more unconditional self-love, and ending the burden. This is about timing and the way that these connections are unfolding or not. There's a little bit of a pause in the energy for the masculines. Things are not moving forward as fast as they would like it in some regard. The burden is still lingering. There's still things that haven't budged. And so there's a need for more self-love. They're also having more compassion for the divine feminines who are putting in the effort and maybe not seeing a ton of results. I did call out I'm not personally, but the energy was called out of the feminines yesterday, kind of with the elastic band, where the divine feminines thought that they had it figured out a little bit more in some regards, some divine feminines, and that was holding the masculines back from releasing karma and moving forward. Seeing the opposite here, that the divine masculines are actually realizing that they didn't know how hard the divine feminines had it in some regards with their own karmic cleanup. There's more compassion here. Divine masculines are tenderly sending energy towards the divine feminine's process of karmic release. Wow. Sorry, I'm getting a little teary because that is a far cry from some of the judgmental energy that the divine masculines used as excuses to run. Even though the divine masculines, like the divine feminines, have been following divine guidance along this journey, there have been human moments, and the divine masculines have wrongly judged the divine feminines for not trying hard enough, for not leaving karmic situations, for making mountains out of molehills, for not putting in enough effort, not getting it done quickly enough, maybe not caring about them enough to do it right, to do it quickly. Divine masculines are having compassion here. How beautiful. Thank you, divine masculines, for that. And what can we see? How does that affect the divine feminines? This is the beginning of reciprocity. This is one of the energetic receipts. This is you becoming receptive. Divine feminines, you have been letting go of your divine masculine. And because you have not been pointing the finger at your divine masculine not showing up, your divine masculine now is free to feel into the accuracy of what's happening for you. Because it's not all about your divine masculine anymore. You're becoming receptive. Oh my goodness. And this breadcrumbing energy, the tables are turning. Your divine masculine cares more now about what you might be experiencing on this journey, about how hard it might be for you, about the burdens that might be playing out here. Yeah, so they're seeing your extraordinary, that you have been navigating some hard stuff, and how capable, how amazing you are, and they're desiring for you to have some sort of energetic assistance. They're willing that towards you. They're wishing it for you. Wow, beautiful, guys, gals, everyone. Okay, energetic card. What can the twins know about the energy of the divine feminines being recognized for releasing this difficult burden? Ecstasy, rapture, flux, and amplification. So amplification, I'm getting that the divine masculines are sending heart beams towards you. This is heart wave resonator. Oh, divine masculines are like oming with the divine feminines in unison. They're wishing for you to succeed. They're praying for your success on this journey. It's breathtaking. The way I'm feeling the collective energy, the way the masculines are waking up and intentionally desiring success, rooting for you, unconditionally loving you, and being reminded we are in that let it unfold naturally transit, where from February 12th to the eclipse April 30th, there's this foundation building unconditional love of each other. People are becoming more masterful, more sovereign, and able then to hold space for others in exactly this way that the divine masculine collective is, that I'm channeling. Divine masculines are able not to be intimidated or afraid by the energy, the intensity of the energy of the feminine, and they are now seeing that that energy intensity that the feminine possesses is a good thing, that they are badass manifestors, and they have been operating in the name of love, and divine masculines are now seeing the merit in collaborating by voting, by votes of confidence for your success. Divine feminines, yes, divine masculines, thank you for being on the same page as the feminines now. You have always wanted the feminines to follow suit and be on the same page as you, and you are now returning that favor, or beginning to, in unconditional love. Wow. Kind of mind-blowing, that message for me, guys. Okay, autonomy, self-fulfillment, non-reaction. And that is because feminines, you have been handling your own business. You've become autonomous. You have not been putting it on your masculine. There is such strength in both polarities, but we are really coming into a frequency on the planet where the feminine is being celebrated as the eternal gatekeepers that we are. We are the womb portals. We are the high priestess. We're the first in line from the other side to this dimension. All life comes through the feminine into the planet. And so there is a beautiful order being recognized and restored. What are the masculines wishing at this time? 7 and 8 of Cups. They're wishing to see through the confusion and not run. They're seeing things more accurately now. They're seeing how much energy, how much heart, how much sincerity, how much strength, how much power, how much wisdom, how much all of those things contribute to the awesome intensity that the divine feminine is. And they're wanting to take another look at all of the ways that they interpreted the feminine. They're wanting to revisit the judgments, the fearful things, and try and see now that they're understanding the magnitude of the true feminine nature, they want to take a closer look. They want to study it in the wild for what it actually is now. What does that mean for the divine feminines? That there is this thought of reunion percolating now. So for some, they might know they're going to see you. For some, they might be curious how they're going to see you. For some, they've planned something and are wondering if you would be included in that. There's something about seeing you in the physical reunion, knowing this, sensing it. In the reverse here, it could be that they want to manifest that. But I'm getting that there is something in the cosmic clock that's allowing for the masculines to pick up on a potential reunion here coming in. So they're literally magnetizing it in their own right because they're not running, and they're seeing the loving interpretation of you, your way of conducting yourself. They're seeing that, and so that naturally is getting them into gratitude, appreciation, which in turn lends itself to being excited and anticipating meeting up again. So divine masculines have started the manifestation for reunion into the mix. What can we see energetically? What does this mean for the collective? Dimensional planes of perception number 8, simultaneity, nonlinear processing, and epiphanies. Both twins are doing the work, and this is what happens when we're on the same page, I just heard. So it's both manifesting. As you become a clear light, divine masculines see more clearly, vice versa. It's a tandem, co-creative. It's a trinity, I just heard, with the divine, because it is divine will, and we're coming into alignment with divine will, and therefore these things can play out in unison. Okay, well, actions are being taken. Wow, third-party energy is coming in here now. So karmic partners, third-party stuff. Divine masculines are really taking a good hard look at living situations, possibly for children being involved, depending where you are on the journey. This can be relationships just for show, things that our hearts aren't in, living situations, job situations that we're taking out of duty, family ties that have exceeded the expiration date, any third energy that's not nurturing, basically, in the divine masculine's lives, workaholism, fill in the blank, any other energy that's been detracting from the quality of life, the well-being of the masculines. They're seeing that, ironically, it's exactly the same thing that's been keeping these unions apart, and the same thing that the divine masculine has been choosing over the feminine. So they're seeing that whatever that third energy is, it's no longer beneficial. It's run its course. What does this mean for the feminine? Divine feminines, be still and know. All things that are not love do not last eternal. So be still and know. I'm being drawn to the letters on this. There's an M, an N, a C, a P. Okay, so let's get a card for this next clearing for the masculines. Yeah, we're getting union. Okay. Seal of clairsentience, clarity, knowledge, channeling, and unification. The first card we got is my card of channeling, and so is the High Priestess. So we have the High Priest, High Priestess here. Both cards of channeling, divine wisdom. Union is when both are in this energetic, enlightened mode of conscious processing in daily life as a way of life. And so we are getting union here, and that means that anything that is not this level of pure spiritual connectivity must fall away. It's time. It's time for these excess energies, these extra energies that are 1 degree off of this perfected template to fall away. They're being seen for what they are. They are no longer necessary for contrast and teaching in the twins' lives. Mastery indicates that we do eventually come up and out of the contrast, the dualities, and come into the unification, where the preference of love, of true love, is chosen because we are qualified to choose it, having seen firsthand the knowledge of good and evil. Oof. Returning to the garden. What can we see as the biggest challenge? A gardening card. So funny. This is the waiting. This is also the fruit, the harvest. So the challenge is it doesn't seem like there's progress and there's this wait period. We are seeing that the masculines are giving the feminines a little bit more of a compassionate grace, letting them know that they're not missing out. Energetically, divine masculines are saying, take all the time you need. The love is real. You're worth it. You're not missing out while you're getting things in order. All of that kind of energy. So divine feminines, divine masculines are struggling with how long things are taking all around, struggling with the idea that progress is at a turtle pace. But in the midst of that, they are really observing the inner workings of it, and it is not going in vain. What can we see for the divine feminines? Oh my goodness, we get the same card. Everybody's in waiting. So don't wait on your twin. Await divine instruction. That's powerful. Don't wait on your twin. Don't wait for your twin. Await divine instruction. That's a difference. A massive recalibration, but it makes all the difference. That is what letting go of the twin is. Do not wait on your twin, but await divine instruction. Be curious as to why the divine plan has you postured in this motion at any given time. Okay, what is it that we can see as an energetic? Portals, possibilities, and options. Exactly. Do not wait on your twin. Await the portals, possibilities, and options that arise when you're not putting that pressure on your counterpart. Oof! What is the solution? Free yourself from codependency. Free yourself from the fear, the binding that lends itself to codependent templates. Release the person and come into alignment with the higher. This is literally free yourself from codependency. It's fear-based. It's fear-based. Let go. Trust the higher plan. Do not put your stock in the person. Do not make that person responsible for your happiness. Put all eyes on source, connection, big picture, the inner workings. Ask to be shown that stuff. Ask for understanding. Ask to be shown the clarity. Cultivate it. Practice it. What is it that we can see? This is commitment coming in. So it's not quite here yet, but this is commitment to that inner connection to source. This is my card of commitment. In the inverse, it's an internalized motion. So commit deeply to your truth. Steadfast, self, autonomous, sovereign, so that you can free yourself from prioritizing another outside of your innate connection with source. What is the frequency we can see with this? Peace, healing, gentleness, and non-judgment. That is where we come into mercy, humility, ease, grace, compassion, when it's no longer judgment on another. Commit within. It's counterintuitive. We think if we do that, we're selfish. We think if we go within, that somehow we're abandoning those outside of ourselves. This is saying that it's the recipe to release judgment and therefore release the power that we give and assign to others for our happiness. Amazing. What direction is the collective going? Progress. And the star. So we're making progress towards our destined path, whether we see it or not right now. The challenge was it doesn't look like progress, but the direction is progress. This star card is in the reverse. I'm actually being told to pull an energy card specifically for why it's in the reverse. Lunar progressor, emotional equilibrium and compassionate non-attachment. So the star in the reverse is a loss of hope. It's kind of this groundlessness, floundering feeling. Rein it back in, everybody. There is progress. Progress is that we learn how to balance our emotions. So don't bully yourself if you are feeling a mess. Just bring it back in. Be accountable for your own balance because you've connected to source. I'm being reminded of the light bulb analogy. When we are screwed into source, our filament glows with emotional equilibrium, and compassionate non-attachment is when that glass, as our light bulb, becomes our healthy boundary, so that anything showing up towards us that can meet us in love, in balance, is welcome there. Anything else can manage itself, and we can be in our bubble, in our connection to source. If our light dims, recalibrate and screw back into source. If we allow anything in our sphere to dim our light, we're giving it too much credit and we're not screwed into source enough. So compassionate non-attachment, connection to source. And that is the key here. It's essential that we learn that. If this isn't mastery, I don't know what is. Okay, let's get one final message for the twins. Divine feminines. What can we see for divine feminines? Fulfillment, adventures, and forgiveness. Wow, I just heard karmic contracts are fulfilled, even with the twin. It's time for adventures, and forgiveness is here, finished business. So forgive your masculine for not showing up. Have an adventure. Live your fullness. Live your best life. Live it today. Don't wait. Don't wait. Your worthiness does not hinge on your masculine in your life or not. There are bigger picture things rolling out. If you don't know what those are, you haven't asked the divine to show you at any given time what the benefit of not being in union in the 3D might be at this point. You're meant to be living fully, divine feminines, so continue doing that. That means being of service, being of a light, an influence in the world, feeling emotional balance, being high frequency, joyful each day. And divine masculines, a whole bunch for you. Inner peace, community, and embracing. Aw. Yeah, this is that softer energy, divine masculines, that you're embracing. I just see the pride rainbow here. For those who apply, there's a lot of embracing of femininity within the masculine here. And coming into community, softening. You don't have to be an island. You don't have to go it alone. You don't have to have it figured out. You don't have to be stoic. You don't have to be hardened. You don't have to be rigid, divine masculines. You don't have to. You can have the softest, most nurturing, tender hearts. And that then allows you to be masculine in the external. I once heard it said that the most masculine within are the most feminine without. The most feminine within are the most masculine without. We can truly be our full expression when we incorporate, embody the polarity within. Divine masculines, you are stepping into your divine masculine self as you integrate true nurture on the heart space. When you stop looking for nurture outside of yourself, you no longer are codependent with a karmic situation. Good stuff, everybody. Bye for now.